Beast Dancing Lion, who is not an actual lion, but are in fact two very coordinated people inside of a big suit, presumably so they can sneak into a movie theater.
Somebody is like grabbing him with the Gmod physics gun and attached a couple thrusters to him.
Dancing Lion is the perfect introduction to this game's DLC bosses, both functioning as a difficult challenge for the player and also as a massive warning sign, because this shit is not going to get any easier for you. I am having difficulties killing Mr. Beast. Perhaps he should make real videos like mine. Starting out the fight in Phase 1, the Divine Beast is actually a very manageable foe, offering us a pretty decent hurdle in terms of timing and aggression, but a less decent hurdle when it comes to his incredibly funny cameramancy. This, however, is merely a glimpse into what fearsome and frightening assaults lie just around the corner. And after a brief yet exhilarating bout, Divine Beast finally enters Phase 2 by channeling the power of the entire atmosphere, gaining access to 3 related yet distinct elemental phases, each one an absolute wrecking ball to both my health bar and this video's bitrate. With the lightning phase adding a great deal of range and aftershocks, the frost phase adding big stumps and punishing damage, and the storm phase adding in 50 tornado sirens. Jesus Christ, I'm fighting the fucking Avatar! Going from an ostensibly straightforward battle to a ruthlessly engaging and unpredictable gauntlet, switching between all manner of elements to keep you on your toes while giving you precious few moments to breathe or reciprocate. Because by the time you've gotten used to an element, he is already switching to the next one, greatly compounding even further into the fight when the Divine Beast shifts into a medley of every element back to back, forcing you to flee in abject terror while the boss channels the power of the 4 elements. And number 2 will shock you. So despite and because of this chaos, Divine Beast Dancing Lion is an absolutely peak fight, balancing out explosive violence with a myriad of openings, each one gated by the guesses and gambles that you are willing to take. And I just so happen to be very bad at the casino. So after defeating our enthusiastic celebration of Chinese New Year, we ascend to the very peak of Bellerot's Twisted Tower, bathed in the stunning presence of the Shadow Tree, climbing with bated breath its sweeping stairs before finally reaching the mailbox. How did you get a letter up here?
Tarnished. I hope this letter reaches thee unscathed, for it would be treacherous if that weird lion downstairs woke up. Beyond the tower sealed by shadow lies a place known as the Gates of Divinity. Surely, this is the ultimate goal of kindly Mikola, and thus, if we are united in common cause, it is there that we must head.
I don't know you.
Follow the crosses of Mikola East to the grim castle of Enzis, and beyond there to the Shadow Keep. Surely, it is there that our answers lie. I await an audience with thee, should fate follow thy arrival. Love you, Pookie Bear.
So after entering the Mushroom Kingdom and receiving a letter from Bowser, we decide to take a break from our DLC duties by pushing the character creator to its absolute limits beyond the boundaries of God and man. He's just so beautiful, like a sunrise over the crashing waves. Because, as it turns out, my sponsor GamerSubs, wandering merchant of the energy drinks, literally allows me to slander them by creating funny builds and characters based on each of their terrifying flavors. And ever since then, have been begging me to stop. So if you want to know more about how to get energy delivered at a low price, this might not be the right video. Okay, so the first thing on our list is going to be, lean, which definitely does not depict President Joe Biden on it, because if they did, they would receive an actual cease and desist letter from the Department of Homeland Security. It would be really bad if that hypothetically happened. Raw meat. Going to be a bit of a big boy today. Has a lot of meat inside of him. I'm taking that to the extreme, by the way. This man has no room for bones. AFK sleep support. Going to be using an arcane sleep build. He doesn't actually do any damage because of his lack of negative side effects. Not really sure what you're supposed to do with this one, honestly. The official Maxor Cup, who is unfortunately invisible because you do not know what it looks like yet. Stay tuned for updates on this guy. And last but not least, we have Code Maxor with 0 for 10% off GamerSup's purchases, who has a lot of stamina because he is just so healthy. You can find him inside the description of the video. Just please do not tell GamerSup's that I'm making this. It's going to be our little secret from now on. Moving on across the Great Bridge to the Grand Castle of Ensis, we immediately get distracted with random caves because this game has content again. Can I just blow up the fucking... You know the item is going to be good when it's placed next to 20 explosives. So we make our way over to the scariest location in the entire game, featuring a wide variety of hilarious jump scares and funny skeleton boss fights. What the fuck kind of crack they got in the Paris catacombs? You know the item is going to be good when it's placed next to the giant bloodstain. Okay, look, I get this game is supposed to be hard, but I can't iframe the ceiling. So after spending 35 hours in the ball-crushing facility, we decide to head south to one of Elden Ring's characteristic, extremely high thermostat dungeons, where the boiling magma can best be described as a minor inconvenience. Me enjoying the coolest summer for the rest of my life. Yeah, lava in Elden Ring is just like, not a big deal apparently. The water's fine, guys, I don't know what you're complaining about. What?
Vile Bale!
Is this homeless man okay?
My contempt for you is nigh but poetic, like that of the great American novel, Moby Dick!
Do you need a hospital?
Just you wait, for I, Egon, will be progressing just south of this very
Oh, thanks for the directions, man. Following in the footsteps of the nearest homeless man, we blindly and uncritically follow his directions straight into 4 hours of hidden content. This is going to be a theme in the future, including his directions that tell us to jump directly into a bottomless pit. That is false advertising. Egon gave me some crazy fucking edibles. It was around this time that the game began subtly suggesting to me that I may wish to come back at a later time. And I chose to ignore it. Oh. Oh, this isn't a good place to be. Welcome back, Kaled. We missed you. It's almost as if the game was specifically trying to prevent me from getting here. I just can't get over the fucking... It looks like a joke. Welcome back, Godskin Noble. We missed you. We got some crazy lore implications right here. Really can't wait for the VOD video on this one. Oh. Is he okay? Does he need a fucking aspirin?
Tarnished one.
Hi.
Do you hunger for the soul of a dragon? For communion with the beating heart of a beast?
Those are kind of expensive, lady.
Then, in exchange for your soul offered to the Drake Flames, I will offer you power, far beyond what you can imagine, greater than even the... Are you listening to me?
What?
Never mind, fuck it.
Girl's implying that she actually had to ask. Heading on further over the dragon's extremely detailed feat, this is Miyazaki's vision, guys. You can't make fun of it. We are greeted by the beautiful and enthralling landscape of the southern coast, realm of contrasting colors and majestic saffron shores. Except the landscape here isn't actually yellow. I'm just fucking with you. Filling our hearts with a profound sense of astonishment and amazement. Holy shit, what is this? Oh, there's a blue area. Oh my god, it's fucking too fort. This is a really beautiful place to die in. Can't wait to see what amazing enemies live in this, Oh god, not you again. This is the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker. We need to leave. Welcome to the Southern Coast, a land comprised of many distinct areas, each with their own unique and stunning color schemes, including but not limited to the Crimson Countryside, the Azure Abode, the Funny Finger Family, and of course the secret green area that no one will tell you about. This one is a Maxor video exclusive. Moving on through the red part of the map while ignoring the various color combinations, we decide to take shelter in the local torture dungeon where we can find the undisputed best item in the entire game.
3.
The ability to scream. We did this for like 10 minutes.
Just do what I do when I have problems.
Oh, okay, so this is this is the boss? Oh no, I am really intimidated right now. This man's got confidence. Now, out of every horrifying area that we've seen in this game, the southern coast definitely takes the cake in terms of visual splendor, consistently capturing the player's imagination and attention to the detriment of everything else. There are so many beautiful things to see around here, and the only thing that could make it better was if all of them didn't want to kill me, usually with a very intense immediacy. It's a monkey. You fucking, you okay, man? You look kinda, I appear to have made a friend. So after engaging in a great deal of monkey business, we ride to the east of the Cerulean coast, past the glowing cross where Mikola abandoned his foreskin or something. I don't know, I'm not a lore expert. And pacing along the beach with a suspicious amount of fingers, before finally reaching our mysterious destination. And immediately wanting to go back. I am okay with allowing it to remain mysterious.
Holy Jesus Christ! What is all this?
It's the Finger family. We found the Finger family, dude.
What?
These are the Finger Ruins, where Miyazaki, uncontent with his weird foot fetish, has decided to move on to the next best thing. And even more disturbing than that, these ruins are exclusively occupied by the funny suckmen, who I spent 40 minutes getting sucked by because this area is just so difficult. Oh my god! What the fuck are you? That is not normal. I'm just going to forget this place ever existed. Committing to the bit has led me to places that I would not go with a gun. Heading on over to the southernmost edge of the Cerulean coast, or hypothetically, some other color, we encounter this mysterious giant hole, which, upon further investigation, goes into the ground. Boom! Why is his scream so lifelike? And after a considerable fault in navigation, we descend further into the arcane abyss before finally revealing the secrets within. Fissure Depths, domain of remarkable revelations and sleepy subterfuge, full of enemies that want nothing more than to give us a nice nap for the rest of our lives, as well as the immortal footprints of the Empyrean Mikola forever inscribed on this enduring cross. I abandon here my love. Yeah, Mikola, I've been there too. I wish I could throw Stephanie into a giant pit. Okay, actually though, that is genuinely concerning. Like, can I have it? This is the EP zone. You can tell because of how relaxing it is, especially when it comes to the giant slug ASMR. This is just genuinely unpleasant to hear. But you know what isn't relaxing? Literally everything else. I am here significantly before I'm supposed to be. Heading further into the mangled mausoleum, we uncover a new weapon with a new status effect called Eternal Sleep, which, in my personal experience, can be applied to most weapons. So after experimenting with a lot of opiates at the hands of the local drug dealers, we encounter a sedated sorority of animals, engaged together in a sleepover so good that they will never wake up again. And I'm gonna say what nobody else is willing to say. America has a fentanyl crisis. Is your first fucking instinct just to kill all the sleeping animals, dude? Like...
If I can target it, it needs to die.
Holy shit. Blindly accepting the advice of the last guy who died trying, we jump directly into the gaping abyss with absolutely no regard for the consequences. Boom! Is he okay? Eventually leading us to the foundation of the Fissure Depths, and in turn, the putrescent night. Welcome back, Tree Sentinel. We missed you. This boss is pretty hilarious, not because he holds his attacks until the heat death of the universe, although he does do that, but rather being a literal skeleton riding his own skin, Putrescent Knight has a habit of moving away from you during his only attack windows. And also he's fucking horrifying. No matter what I do, I just cannot seem to hit him, in the same way that I just cannot seem to interpret what I'm currently looking at. This is what happens to your horse when he survives the glue factory. Like, bro, that is not okay. Mom said it's my turn to do the attack combos. Overall, Putrescent Night truly represents the southern coast, both in terms of its intrinsic beauty and its congenital terror, especially considering the fact that you aren't supposed to go here yet, and the game spent at least 2 hours trying to tell me that. This is all to say that I have dug my grave far too deep to climb out now, and the irony of this setting is not lost on me.
Tarnished, do you grow weary of this life? Longing to shelter from suffering with eternal sleep?
You know, honestly, I wasn't before, but then I looked at you.
And by tarnished in my juicy nectar, in the velvet embrace of Saint Trina, you will lie at peace forever.
That just kills you. I guess it was just all a dream. What a lovely NPC, honestly. So after unfortunately suffering an overdose at the hands of the local drug dealers, we decide to head instead to the craggy landscape of the Jagged Peak, which is in fact where I was supposed to go in the first place. A sinister and looming feature of the landscape visible from almost every location. Rumored dwelling of forces most malicious, and home to the funniest wildlife thus seen in the lands between. With our first example being the Jagged Peak Drake, which despite being a fairly rudimentary fight that we have done 15 times already, implies the existence of a Jagged Peak Josh. I'm just gonna not play this one, honestly. Riding further east along this mountain's broken bluffs and sharp stones, we navigate this dismal and desolate terrain, wondering what stunning content lies just ahead. Only to find 2 more of the exact same dragon, prompting me to immediately terminate my playthrough.
Oh, it's Jagged Peak Drake again. And he's fighting Jagged Peak Josh.
At least I don't have to play the game now. It's almost as if the game was specifically trying to prevent me from getting here. God damn it, not this guy again.
No! In my unyielding state of rage, you've made me forget the name of the whale in that book!
It's called Moby Dick.
Damn you, Bale! Drake Warrior. Mighty Drake Warrior.
I prefer Kendrick personally.
Upon the top of this rotten peak lies a dragon most foul. A dragon who has thus confounded me!
It is Moby Dick.
Bale! Rotten, vile, damnable Bale! King of the Jagged Mountain! Slay Bale, slay him with me, and feast on his heart.
You know what? I'm just not gonna tell you now.
Loathsome Bale!
So after listening to the ramblings of a homeless man for the severanth time today, we ascend sharply up the mountain, filled with a new sense of motivation and purpose, further and greatly emphasized by the hilarious string of Looney Tunes obstacles. Oh my god! It's the best fight in the entire game! The 15th dragon! I'm so grateful they put this here instead of anything else! Fleeing further upwards, surpassing the realm of geographical possibility, we are carried beyond the height of anything seen until now, to a path covered in naught but rugged rocks and ridiculously violent weather.
Why is the sky on fire?
It's a gender reveal party. Before finally rising to the mighty summit of the Jagged Peak, where we will await the entrance of a mighty foe.
Curse you, Bale! I hereby vow you will rue this day, for we have come to hunt thee, Bale, your fears made flesh. For I will riddle with holes your rotten eye, with a hail of harpoons, with every last drop of my being.
Am I even supposed to be here? Here we are finally fighting Baal the Dread, Twisted King of the Jagged Mountain, or more accurately, watching Egon fight Baal for us. And he's doing a really good job so far. Now, if you weren't already disregarding me as an accurate guide, then let this fight be a lesson to you, because you are definitely not supposed to win this yet, and I definitely don't care. Genuinely just raw dog this guy for like 4 hours straight.
Miyazaki wants the epileptics in the audience to just die in real life.
Baal the Dragon has a dreadful arsenal of attacks, each one requiring their own reactions and responses, with a consistently small margin of error that will keep you guessing for a very long boss fight, and some of the funniest damage that a nuclear weapon is capable of, including but not limited to swipe attacks, grab attacks, extremist attacks, and a significant amount of the color orange, making for a battle that is as beautifully chaotic as it is violently explosive, because Lord knows this boss fight has plenty of that.
You shall know fear yet.
Egon, can you, like, shut the fuck up soon? This battle truly feels like an epic hunt against the likes of a terrifying beast, with a mesmerizing barrage of blows whose haunting splendor can only be matched by their daunting power, especially when the majority of attacks take out half of my health bar. They got everything right in regards to both presentation and gameplay, but what I didn't anticipate was that they expect the same out of you, putting our patience to the ultimate test while making for a challenge that is so good I forgot that I handicapped myself. You know what, Egon, you can have this one. To put it simply, each moment spent with Baal the Dread is a thrilling dance between life and death, filled to the brim with the desolation of bitter defeat alongside the thrill of glorious victory. And I made sure to enjoy every single second of it as long as it fucking takes. That took me 20 hours to make. Hey there guys, Maxor here. Big fan of the concept of music. And as a result of the deal that I made with a wizard, I am morally obligated to alert you that the song you just heard, and this song, was all made by a special artist and friend of the channel, Cthulhu Seeker. That is a crazy composer name, who primarily makes covers that sound like sex with Jesus feels. How is this legal to use? And if you happen to be a fan of a game called Elden Ring, which, you know, maybe, then you may be interested in his entire album of synthwave covers specifically for this game, on an actual vinyl record and cassette tape available in the description store now. Please buy it. It would sound really good if I owned anything. Also, he recently did the exact same thing for an obscure game called Dark Souls 3. So if you're a fan of the music in this video, and also 2 previous videos, take a look at Cthulhu Seeker. His stuff can be found in the description. So after defeating the vile, loathsome Baal on behalf of the now vaporized Captain Ahab, we move on through the Speargrave Plains once again, continuing across the Great Bridge to the Grand Castle of Ensis. They're very nice people if you get to know them, an impressive and imposing structure standing in the path of the Shadowkeep beyond. And also where I was supposed to go in the first place, but for real this time. Very easy to get distracted in this game. Castle Ensis is a bit of a weird location, and a great way to tell new players that it is time to stop playing now, featuring many twists and turns with the distinct architectural vibes of the once populated Academy of Raya Lucaria, the fate of which I am not currently aware of. except this time featuring so many impaled corpses that it began to destroy my computer. And the 15 particle effect throwers are not fucking helping right now. Here we can acquaint ourselves with the numerous cracked out enemies strewn about these puzzling paths, as well as the population of the starving dog pit. Every single castle has to have one. Making note of its many nuances, right before those nuances, make note of us. I swear to God this guy can be the final boss of this game. You know, I would normally say that this place is pretty cool, but then I found out that they were Redditors. So unfortunately, I have resigned myself to kill everyone inside this goddamn castle, and then move on to the next logical target. Erratically moving onwards in the vague direction of the exit, and acquainting ourselves with the classical Carrion hospitality. Only I'm allowed to heal. That is illegal. We ascend to the very center of the Dread Fortress, and consequently to the formidable Twin Moon Knight. RaNdOm Twin Moon Knight is the very confusingly named Rude Awakening for players of all strides who, in their hubris and pride, thought they would be able to experience the game they bought. Bet you're feeling pretty silly right now. This boss has every single trait that you could possibly consider difficult, with extreme aggression, incredible mobility, an astonishing amount of variation, and to top it all off, just enough magic to make you feel uncomfortable. Meticulously designed in every aspect to induce an instinctive, primordial panic response, and then immediately punish you for it, with the majority of attacks ending with an optional combo extension, which itself can also be extended, so on and so forth. Like, holy shit dude, please relax for a second, proving definitively that the most threatening bosses in the game are not dragons, giants, or lions, but are in fact 9-foot-tall women. What did Miyazaki mean by this? Sorry about what happened to your sister, by the way, and your nieces. The divorce really hit this family hard. So after a long series of lessons on how not to be so terrible, RaNdOm finally enters phase 2 by buffing herself in the coolest way that I've ever seen, which, on top of giving her an excessive amount of fiery fury and magic mavings, enables her to use her ultimate signature Carrion sorcery. Her massive balls. Yeah, so this fight's gonna take me a second. I have never had so much fun getting obliterated.
You've made it after all. Then I welcome you most dearly to the land of Shadow Altus. Golden, beautiful, and yet eternally marked by our sin. Look over there, Pookie Bear.
Please stop saying that.
To the north lies a fortress known as the Shadow Keep, an oppressive, towering citadel of a war long won. Or long lost. Though, were it not for the charm that kindly Mikola has placed upon me, I too would rip your heart out and kill you.
What?
It is how I show affection, honey. Your objective, as is mine, is to enter the confines of the Black Keep, climbing its tallest palisades and reaching the very heart of darkness. Mesmer the Impaler lies in its darkest goon cave, waiting for the embrace of a mother who will never return. He is what is required for us to reach kindly Mikola, for us to witness the power of a living god, for us to finally officiate our marriage.
Excuse me, lady?
Kindly Mikola was thee who shipped us tarnished. It must happen. You cannot fix me. And I want at least 12
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna
whose names
work
all
on the key
start
thing
with
now.
the same letter.
Welcome everyone to the scarred and radiant landscape of Skadu. It's pronounced Shadow Altus. A beautiful domain of golden glades and horrifying hollows, punctuated occasionally by the gigantic bear attacks. Because we have done a very bad job of preventing forest fires. A place well kept within the shadows of the Shadow Keep. And most importantly, fabled home of the ancient and revered technique of beating the shit out of people with your bare hands. And no, I do not mean the actual bare hands. That is different, apparently. I would genuinely be embarrassed if I was killed by this. Like, imagine dying to a bear.
A dark circle won't stop that monster! I'm running for my life!
Heading to the north, we come across this secret cave, leading us to a secret path, very, very far to the east, to the extent that it is disturbing, before finally reaching the headwaters of the Scorpion River, which is seemingly called that for no particular reason. This is the most horrifying thing I've seen in my life, and is home to a fan-favorite selection of enemies here on tour from the charming land of Caelid.
Yay!
Everyone's
It's my
favorite
fave.
enemies.
Yes, it's the cum shrimps.
Just, don't go to the Scorpion River, and definitely don't go to the funny Deathblight catacombs that were extremely bugged in co-op.
Oh, you gotta be.
Oh my fucking god. Bro is not okay.
Let's do this. Yeah.
What the fuck? Squidward, if you get blasted, we are going to die.
What makes you say that?
You guys are freaking out over nothing. What the hell you gotta be afraid of in here?
Thanks, Max.
Always happy to help, buddy. Shadow Altus is home to many a mysterious location, with some of the highlights including such scenes as the big fort with a giant dead body pit. But to get to my favorite location in these luminous landscapes, we must head below the buried ruins of Morth and emerge deep within the confines of the very normal village with a minor obsession with arts and crafts, second only to their obsession with sharpening their tools as much as humanly possible. Watch, he's gonna do it again. There he goes. Oh, there he goes again. Okay, he's getting some space. Why? Sharpening the sword.
He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he's gonna make sure his sword is.
Gotta love me some of that, lore-accurate kitchenware. So after a few minutes of watching a bunch of naked men straight up jork it, we follow the bridge northwards through the darkest forest in all of Skadu Altus, dodging a series of familiar encounters before finally finding ourselves approaching the cathedral of Manus Meter. So here we have a wonderful selection of NPC companions, such as the mentally stable man, who, if you so choose, leads you down an unsettling questline whose purpose is to reveal the secret truth hidden just beyond the stars, eventually unveiling the dark underlying reality sitting within the very heart of the deformed finger dimension. What the fuck are they putting in Japan's drinking water? We also have this cool guy named, he's Sauron. It's literally just Sauron. Like, how am I supposed to take this seriously? So after our incredible meeting with the Finger family final boss, we decide to head to the north of Skadu Altus, riding through the ominous Black Gate and into the very, very long tunnel, before finally emerging within the confines of the Shadow Keep. Dark fortress of eternal occupation, oppressive hold of Mesmer the Impaler, and specifically the very bottom of the Shadow Keep. This is just like a genuinely massive game. Like, can I have my life back, please? Now, Shadowkeep is actually accessible from two completely different angles. The side entrance, beginning in the church district, leads both high above this tower's soaring walls and down below to a variety of beautiful and diverse ways to die, each of which I will be returning to when I remember to do them. And the main entrance, starting with the steep ascent, leads us into the depths of the Citadel itself. But in order to access this rambunctious route, we have to first prove ourselves against the randomly placed hippo exhibit, because no evil fortress is complete without one.
Oh. Oh, what? Is that a hippo?
Yeah, they just keep a hippo in the basketball court, dude.
Oh, never mind. It's Super Sonic the Hedgehog.
As you can probably tell by this point, Shadowkeep is not so much of a fortress or castle, as much as it is an insane version of Leyndell. And that was an entire metropolitan area, with numerous complex interconnected paths leading both outside the castle and within. And outside the castle, and within again. It's really hard to tell if you're getting lost. Welcome to the evil place where all of the bad people live, as opposed to Skadualtis, which only contains very nice people in it. Here we can familiarize ourselves with Shadowkeep's many distinct locations, and subsequently its very distinct residents, which can range from a series of unique and challenging Fire Knights, all the way over to the paraplegic gravity wizard riding a pig, which I thought was a pretty fun fight, and would be even more enjoyable if I remembered how I got here. Every single copy of Elden Ring is personalized, and this one is trying to give me a stroke. Miyazaki intended for him to move at that speed. It is just part of the game. Rolling further onward at an appropriate speed, we progress further into the Black Bastion by ascending into the Specimen Storehouse, an amazing and aloft archive containing all of the charismatic megafauna that Mesmer the Impaler was very nice to, which is why everyone in Bellerot was so welcoming to me. This area is extremely confusing, almost as confusing as my video structure, with some paths guiding us high above this looming library, eventually culminating in the discovery of a secret elevator, one that takes us all the way back down to Skadualtis again. So that's how I got here, while others lead to some incredibly important lore revelations.
Tarnished, you're finally here. I have a secret plot twist to tell you that will surely have great
God damn it,
story
not you guys
implications.
again. I
seek to address
just
the
want to have a
allegations
conversation, man.
surrounding the late Lord mode.
How would this many people following me? I blame you for this. This is it, guys. This is the joke that I've been setting up the entire video. It's time for us to climb the giant feet. This is a mandatory part of the level. Miyazaki wanted this for you.
Why are you laughing, Max?
Oh, you don't want to know, man. It is a From Software secret. Okay, so it turns out that the bats can't actually hit you so long as you remain in the fetal position. The only problem with this strategy is that you can never escape. This is just my life now. Hot jump scare. Therapy isn't enough, man. He needs to be shot.
Thou art tarnished, it seemeth.
I'm a snake.
Please don't pay attention to him.
Who are you?
I'm a snake.
See, you did it again. I don't like that. But if one so bereft of light must know the name of his demise, then let it be so. For in the words of Mother Marika, was my crusade ordained. Those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death in the embrace of Mesmer's flame.
Mesmer the Impaler, Grim King of the Shadowlands, and the world's most unfortunate incel, trapped in the darkness of his goon cave, is here to show us that those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death in the embrace of Mesmer's flame. Or so he tells us every single time we die to him. And at this point he seems kind of bored of it. This is the only major boss fight in the game where the first phase is harder than the second, with most of his moves acting as very thorough explanations. Autism be damned, my man can cook a fucking shish kebab. You see, on a fundamental level, Mesmer is both extremely simple and quite complicated. Simple in that we are fighting a straightforward duel with an intuitive yet rapid moveset, and complicated in that every single attack is its own unique psychological torment, demanding and necessitating a great deal of discipline, where even the slightest hint of panic immediately results in death. This guy just does not know when to stop. It is actually getting funny at this point, almost always engaging us in extremely long combos where every other attack is laced with gunpowder. But if the player is able to dodge his excessive onslaught, Mesmer offers generous and ample openings, sometimes in the middle of mix-ups, before winding up another flurry and beginning the process all over again. Which is, of course, assuming that the combo is actually going to end. Mesmer, you need to put that snake away. There are children here.
I'm a snake.
Shut the fuck up!
With hilarious belligerence and range that is not to be underestimated, combined with a large and varying skill set, this boss makes for a fight that is as beautifully fun as it is incredibly sleek. Mesmer has the oppression of Renala, the spectacle of Bale, the good looks and charm of Rykard, and the smoothness of Radigan, all coming together in this one ridiculous battle that I genuinely cannot stop playing. No, seriously, I would like to beat it now. Combining to make for an outstanding game of skill with a great deal to love and one very good reason to hate.
No, no, no. This can't be happening. I suffered hundreds of years to be king of ashes. Oh, Mother, if I must be forsaken so, then forgive me this one indulgence. Soon tarnished, wilt thou be taken in the jaws of the abyssal serpent, shorn of light, over and over again.
I'm maybe halfway through the DLC.
Broken Nope, what? Nope. Stay above my limbs, thanks. I wonder how many dragons are still leery of approaching this, because this is basically a lance mount anyway, even though now it's a telescope. One of those, I know it's safe, but it creeps me out. I can't fly near this thing. No, can't fly near it. It creeps me out. No, not happening. Nope. Somebody else can fly near it, not me. Nope. And we point at Transco Tower here and start flying. Ow. Oh, that's a wall. It'd be nice if that finished. Get more movement in this. Itchy. Oh, nice. Oh, that's right. She's water. Let's go off to talk to Estrola's sister. And hopefully not also then go bother to tell you that she really doesn't want to bother. Really? There's nothing really to bother with anymore. Look at their wings. You see that already done, right? Oh. There's two new ones popped up. Oh, kiss my butt. I'm about to lose them. Nobody says kiss my butt anymore. Yeah, I know. It seemed kind of weird to say. Just actually came out of my face naturally, which is the weirdest part. on Sorta. Oh! I missed one. Oh yeah, still was. The kinfolk of sin. You mean shrimps? Yes, but that doesn't have an S on it. It starts with one, yes, but it does not end with one. Body. No, I do have all of them. Off to girl. I do have all of them. Nothing warms you like pain. Oh, yeah, there's some. Nothing warms you like having to run to the bathroom as fast as you humanly can. Ooh. Ooh. loud as the families, I know. But I am roasting. And without Zoloft, roasting means hair trigger anger, hair trigger anxiety, hair trigger everything. Be amazed I hit start stream because my sense of imposterdom is through the ceiling right now. After all, I'm not worth streaming. For various reasons. Oh, he's not willing to edit it. Not worth streaming. Oh, he's not doing it, but not worth streaming. Oh, he's not already amazing. Not worth streaming. See? Isn't it great being my brain? And then I think of things like, oh wait, I need to call and do my renewal of my coverage. And I think of that at 4:30 p.m. when it's about an hour late. Too bad these require so much to do everything with. Yes, I know I was doing the endless search on that. Oh, okay.